Hello and welcome back to the Entertainment Vortex. Today we are at Brendan Theaters watching Abominable. For some reason that word is really hard for me to say. This is an animated movie by DreamWorks about, basically the abominable snowman, the Yeti. I thought it was very interesting the way this movie is laid out. This entire movie has a love and respect for the Chinese culture, and it's in every aspect of the movie. It's in the setting, it's in the characters, it's in some of the moments and some of the scenes. It's even in the magic that the Yeti uses, and you can see some of it in the trailer. It really permeates this entire film, and I really enjoyed that aspect of the film. It reminds me of films like Coco, where they take the cultural ideas and the cultural normals for someone that's obviously within that culture, and they kind of share it with the public. So you could be part of that a little bit yourself. You can kind of get a taste of what that culture is like and gain a little bit more knowledge on it. I really like that, and at the same time, they did a great job of creating these characters within that culture. Every one of the characters is very unique, they're very distinct. I don't think any of them really fall into a traditional cliche you would see in these movies. Even the choices in the storylines kind of went away from those cliches that you would normally see, and I really appreciated that. Each character had their own quirks, like you always have, but everything meshed together and everything worked well within the narrative. The Yeti itself, Everest, is fantastic. Expressive, lovable. I mean, you just freaking love this character from the moment you see him on screen. And as further and further into the movie you go, the more and more you love that character. Obviously, since the whole thing kind of surrounds him and the main kids, it's important that those characters work. Being an animated film, you expect a certain quality when it comes to the animation itself and the way they construct their scenes, etc. This definitely takes it above that. There are some truly mind-bogglingly beautiful scenes in this movie. Some of them are in the trailer. They all tie really well into the whole magical aspect that the Yeti has. I highly suggest watching this movie, especially if you have little kids, because you're going to find yourself smiling through a majority of the movie and then possibly shedding a tear towards the end. Definitely worth the watch, though. I enjoyed it quite a bit. The music in this movie is fantastic. It ties into what I was saying earlier about them really respecting the culture that they're basing this off of. A lot of the tracks, not all of them, some of them are modern music, but a majority of the tracks really tie into that culture, and you get a lot of that music. There is a character in the movie that plays the violin. When she plays the violin, a lot of the songs are kind of either classical music or they're within that style of music from China. And I really enjoyed those songs and that feel, and I think it really lent well to each scene that it attached itself to. Plus, the lead character, played by Chloe Bennett, I thought was really well done. While earlier I said that all the characters weren't necessarily the cliches you're used to, I think her character really pulled past it. And the reason I say that is because in these movies, you normally have a checklist. The things that you see in every animated movie that has, the creature that's got to get home and all that. But they kind of threw a majority of it out. Her goals and her growth were very different, and I enjoyed how that worked. And Chloe Bennett did an excellent job with the voice acting because she sounds vulnerable when she needs to sound vulnerable, but she sounds strong when she needs to sound strong. And that not only has to come across in the animation, but that has to come across in the audio as well. The voice has to sound vulnerable and the voice has to sound strong. And I think without her voice acting, I just don't think this character would have been the same. So I'm very impressed by that. I really haven't seen her in anything other than the first few seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but she knocked this out of the park. I hope this opens some doors for her. So I'm going to give this movie a 9 out of 10. Out of all the animated movies I've seen recently, we have like the 10s like Coco, but this really sticks out for me. There was something about the way this was unorthodox that really made it strike a different chord for me. I want to see it again. I found myself very emotional with the story. I found myself very attached to the characters, and I'm a grown man, so imagine what your kids would think. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We give you multiple videos every single week. And we have t-shirts available if you're interested in those as well. Those are available down in the description below. We hope you'll follow us into the Vortex. We'll see you next time.